Hello again, everybody. I'm Snapper Lancaster. Welcome you to another edition of the Central Alabama High School Sports Show. And of course, this is going to be the first edition of our spring segment of our program this year. And in the spring sports, of course, we've got 6 spring sports. We've got baseball, we've got softball, we've got golf, boys and girls golf, boys and girls tennis, and we've got soccer, and we also have outdoor track. So we've got a lot of sports that we'll be recognizing here in our spring segment. Matter of fact, tonight we've got a golf coach, and we've also got a baseball coach. But we'll let you think about just a moment who it might be. But before we get into our first segment, I want to tell you about how popular, we've talked about what kind of great football and basketball teams we have here in the Birmingham area. Well, let me tell you, our baseball and softball teams aren't half bad either. Listen to this. In 7A, we've got a number 1 in both high school baseball and softball, and that belongs to the Hewitt-Trussville Huskies. In baseball, Hewitt's number 2, Hewitt's number 1, Thompson's number 2, Mountain Brook is number 3, Hoover 4, and Spain Park 7. On the softball side, as we mentioned, Hewitt is number 1, Spain Park 3, Vestavia Hills 8th, and Thompson 9th. In 6A baseball, Pelham is number 2, Homewood, Briarwood Christian, and Gardale all in the top 10. In 5A, you've got Mortimer Jordan baseball, Pleasant Grove baseball. Remember that name, Pleasant Grove. And in girls softball, Springville, Hayden, Conner, Moody, Mortimer Jordan, all in the top 10. And Leeds in Class 4A has a softball team in the top 10. So once again, Birmingham-Jefferson County sports highly representative in the early going of baseball and softball season. Folks, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have our first guest. Don't you go away. We're coming right back. If you want to personalize that special vehicle you drive, whether it be a car, SUV, or that truck that you love so much, then you need to visit the Drive Shop. They're located between downtown Trussville and Deerfoot Parkway on Highway 11, where their fine service staff of professionals are waiting to serve you. The services include auto systems, security and remote start systems, tires and wheels, and window tinting, just to name a few. So come by and visit them today, or find them online at thedriveshop.com, or visit us on the Facebook. That's the Drive Shop in Trussville, 533-8785. Also, if you mention Snapper's name, you'll receive a 10% discount.
Good driver discount, multi-car discount, good student discount. Helping you save money on car insurance is just part of the service you get from State Farm agent Jack Traffinstead. Whether an accident or a simple question, Jack and his staff get you the help you need. And that's the value only a State Farm agent can provide. Call Jack Traffinstead today. 40 million drivers already know nobody gives more discounts to more drivers than State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Make this your best year. Benton Nissan has the best Nissan deals, and in 2015, we're happy to bring you the best warranty in Birmingham. Get our exclusive 1,000,000-mile warranty on new and pre-owned Nissans. Plus, during the Best for Less event, 2015 Altimas are just $18,980. 2014 Rogues, only $19,980. Shop a huge selection of top pre-owned vehicles from $99 a month. Get the best for less at Benton Nissan in Hoover or in Oxford. Come see me, your friend in the car business.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. No, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
And folks, welcome back. In this first segment, as I was talking about a minute ago, we have a golf guest, and of course this is the golf coach for Thompson, and the reason that it seems like we're having a lot of Thompson people here, well, we recognized the championship team here a couple of weeks ago, and so Thompson's really got things going sports-wise really well right now. But now we're going to be talking about golf, and Coach Roberson, before we actually get into the interview a little bit, tell us about your background and what's actually led you to be the head golf coach there at Thompson.
Well, I actually had a pretty good relationship with the prior coach, William Hill, and he kind of spoke to me at the beginning of the year, asking me, he was thinking about giving it up, wanted to know if I'd be willing to take over. we played some golf together and knows I love the game. So it was just one of those things that kind of fell into my lap. So,
well, have you then always wanted to be in coaching, and if you had, was golf your chosen sport, or?
Definitely have always wanted to be into coaching. Football is why I got into coaching. I love the game of football. But when I went to junior college, I was sweet mates with Bubba Watson, and he kind of got me onto the game a little bit, and I started playing. And the school I was at previously, I was at a private school in Nashville. We didn't really have a golf team, but when we moved here, just one of those things that I just liked it, and just happened to happen this year. So I'm very excited about it. Well,
tell us a little bit about the makeup of this year's team. I know you have a young team, but like how many guys around, and because I know golf is a very popular sport down here in this part of the country. And have you got a lot of golfers, or do you hope to build a program that's not only in as far as talent, but as number of kids playing?
We're definitely in a rebuilding year. I think they lost a lot of seniors last year. I think I've got one returning player from that team back. He's a sophomore this year, Jackson Singletary. He's kind of the leader of the team, my number one right now. Definitely got some young players in the middle school program coming up. Got a lot of rebuilding this year. We've got some young players, some kids who've never played before, but we're definitely trying to build that program from the bottom up. So,
well, now when you start coaching youngsters, the kids, and I know you've got a young team and one that there's not a whole lot on there yet, but the ones that you do have, I guess some of them play at country clubs. Do they get? Have they gotten some coaching from the pros, or what's the difference in maybe what they're trying to teach them, what you try to teach them, or you try to interact a little bit?
Golf's definitely one of those sports where you kind of rely on a lot of outside help, and I've reached out to Timberline and some of the guys at the Hank Johnson School of Golf this year, and I've got all my players involved with that. Jackson's been with them about 6 months. They've definitely helped him improve his game. So we're definitely trying to get our middle schoolers out there also, trying to get those guys in with that program and just trying to work with us and build it.
Well, it sounds like, and of course you can correct me if I'm wrong, is your team made up of more of a finesse game and not a power game? And I guess what's your coaching strategy? You just try to instill the basics in them, or try to watch them and see if you can correct some of the things that they may be lacking in as far as the knowledge of their swing?
Well, I've actually been out there with those guys as well, trying to see what they teach them, and we're trying to just do it together. So what they're teaching, I want to teach also. I try not to mess with swings too much during the season. We're just trying to play and get that experience out there. Hopefully in the years to come, we're going to be competing with some of the top schools in 7A.
Now, where is it you said you guys do most of your playing?
Timberline.
Now, and I don't know how it is for golf. That's why I asked a question like this. So, are you the one in control of where you play, who you play, and if you are, what determines who you schedule?
Yeah, right. Golf's you don't really you have a region, but you don't really play those schools till the sectional tournament. So you're really free to schedule whoever you want. And I wanted to schedule not a super tough schedule, but not a super easy schedule this year either, to get the guys some experience what it's like going against some of these better schools. So that's basically what we did this year. And as the years come on and the guys get better, we'll start getting a tougher schedule.
Yeah, you talking about playing at Timberline. Have they had the opportunity to play a few other places?
Yes, sir. We've played at Eagle Point. Tomorrow we're going to be playing at Bent Brook. Wednesday at Altadena Country Club. And we played some of our matches at Montevallo Golf Club also. So,
well, I guess you've been that familiar with golf. Some of these courses are a lot more challenging than others. Of course, they're all challenging for me. That's a sport I love, but I fight it like most of us do. But are your players, do they give you indication of they prefer a more wide open course or a course where you have to be precise? Because a lot of times the precise courses, you don't swing quite as hard, you know, and you get these courses where you got a little real estate and you try to really hit the ball hard, and a lot of times that's when you get out of that nice swing set.
Oh, we haven't really talked a whole lot about that. I know they like playing places that have the better greens, because I mean that's where you score all your, or get your strokes from, making sure you want greens that are rolling smooth and not bumpy. So we're just trying to play all over that we can and get as much experience as we can.
Well, the one thing we talk about here a lot on the show too, Coach, is we say behind every good coach there's a good woman. And so tell us about your family, and because they mean a lot. It takes a special lady to be a coach's wife.
Yeah, I met Brittany back at Faulkner when we were at junior college, and she's definitely the strength of our family. She helps hold us together because I'm gone all the time coaching, and she's also a teacher, but she spends a lot of time with the kids, and she's definitely a perfect wife.
Well, that's good. Well, look, we've only got a few seconds left here. As you're getting toward the end of your regular season before you get into tournament play, do you sense that the guys building confidence and actually playing a little bit better? Because every coach wants their kids to peak at the right time. Well, playoff time or tournament time is the time to do that.
Yeah, some of my guys are definitely they've gotten better as the year. And what I did try to do with the schedule all of our matches at the first part of the season and our tournament heavy at the end to get ready for sectionals. So we've definitely improved some the past couple of weeks and getting better. So hopefully we'll have a few go on in sectionals and get out and hopefully compete at sub-state.
And surprise some people.
That's right.
Well, I tell you what, Coach, awfully good to meet you. We look forward to seeing you further down the road as you and your program progress, and wish you the best of luck the rest of the season.
Appreciate it.
We'll take a quick break. We come back, some of the young golfers that are having outstanding seasons for the Thompson golf team. We'll be right back.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. No, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
Make this your best year. Benton Nissan has the best Nissan deals, and in 2015, we're happy to bring you the best warranty in Birmingham. Get our exclusive million-mile warranty on new and pre-owned Nissans. Plus, during the Best for Less event, 2015 Altimas are just $18,980. 2014 Rogues, only $19,980. Shop a huge selection of top pre-owned vehicles from $99 a month. Get the best for less at Benton Nissan in Hoover or in Oxford. Come see me, your friend in the car business.
Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven. A taste of heaven is always best. Now you know that you're blessed. Give your taste a whole new spin. Bring your friends and come on in. Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven.
Are you sure we should take this billboard down?
People find out State Farm does car loans as well as they do insurance. Our bank is through.
Good point. Grab an edge.
Look, there's two guys on the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign.
No, for real, there's two dudes on the State Farm
Borrow Better banking sign.
Gentlemen, please get down from the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign. Phil, get the hose.
Okay, he's getting the hose.
All right, let's go.
Want to borrow better? Contact State Farm agent Thomas Waters about a car loan that can save you hundreds.
And folks, welcome back. In this segment, we're visiting with three golfers off of the Thompson golf team. Sitting closest to me, Jackson Singletary, a sophomore, Justin Knight, a junior on the other side, and in the middle, Austin Watts, a senior. Okay, guys, going into this season, what was the number one goal as far as personal and team aspirations that each of you had? And Jackson, we'll start with you.
My team goal was to win at least half the matches, which we've accomplished right now. And personally, I wanted to lower my high school record in matches, which I've done 3 times already this season.
And so we see progress from that standpoint,
Yes, sir.
right? How about you, Justin?
I think to be able to make it past sectionals this year and be able to improve my game, be consistent more every time I go out.
Okay, well, I think that's what, no matter what kind of sport it is, I think that's what we look for, is consistency. Austin, how about you?
Like Jackson said, with our team goal is to win half our matches. But on a personal level, this is my first year playing golf as competitively. So my personal goal was just to develop a love for the game and wanting to play like outside of high school and playing for the rest of my life, but also stay competitive where I could keep playing.
Yeah, that's what we talked about just a moment ago before we went on camera. Golf is one of those things that you can play all of your life. But you being a senior and this your first year, have you played any other sports there at Thompson?
Yes, sir. I played football when I was in middle school, but I played baseball all the way up through 10th grade for the junior varsity team.
And so what was that lure of golf to make you change sports like that, though? What caused that?
I played all the way up to my 10th grade year, and I quit playing, and then I went and got a job my 11th grade year, and I still have my job, but I've been playing golf since I was pretty little with my grandfather, so I love to play the game of golf, so I came out and tried out for the team. Okay,
now the one thing I always find interesting, because you're going to get different answers from different people, and thus far in your life, who is the golfer, probably it's a pro, that you enjoy watching play more than anybody else and hope that one day your game may be similar? Jackson, who would you say?
Probably Bubba Watson. Just he can work the ball amazingly and hits it really, really far. I like that.
All right, now you've got your irons and your driver and your putter are the 3 main tools of the trade, as the old saying goes. Which of those 3 do you feel like you're most adept at or best at?
Probably my driver. I like to hit it really far, and I can hit it pretty straight.
Well, that's good. Well, all of our goal is to hit the ball hard, and but there's a key to golf. You can hit it hard and it go the wrong way. So accuracy plus power is the combination you're looking for, right? Justin, how about you?
I'd say growing up, probably my favorite player to watch has been Phil Mickelson.
Yeah.
Watching him play.
I tell you what, it's sort of been a little bit sad to see his game deteriorate a little bit because of his health issues. I know I thought he would play at Bay. To the Arnold Palmer Invitational, and he didn't, but he's going to play at Texas this week. But I'd like to ask you the same thing. Of the 3 aspects of the game, what is your strong suit? What do you feel like is probably you need to work on the most?
Putting's probably my best strong suit as of right now, and then work on is off the tee driver, 3-wood.
Now here's the thing about it too, that putting, and it was said a second ago, that's a stroke saver. Or it could be a back breaker if we don't watch it and let it get away with us. Austin, how about you? Who do you enjoy watching and hope that you could play like or similar to one day?
Growing up, Tiger Woods was always my favorite guy all the time. I thought he's the best golfer ever played for me to watch. But recently, with how he's been playing, he's just not having a good comeback.
Well, you know what? A lot of people don't think about golfers getting injured that much. But when you have an injury, and you guys playing golf understand this, the thing that is affected more than anything else is mentally. But secondly, it's your swing. It seems like that if you have a hard time, everything in golf is built on timing, timing and accuracy. But what is your strengths then?
I'd probably say putting as well. It's probably my strength out of those 3 right now. And to work on, I probably just need to get my my irons to where I wanted to put them more consistently with my irons and putting them.
Is it a challenge? And Austin, we'll start with you. How much of a challenge is it in playing a tighter golf course than one to where you have a little area to work with without having to think that you have to be so accurate? In your mind, you feel like, well, on one I have to play the power game, on the other one I have to play a control game. Talk about that thought process from your standpoint.
I think with a more tight, like you said, narrower courses, it's more of you having to play consistently and having the confidence to go up there and when you hit this ball, that you need to put it where you need to put it without making mistakes. So I think it's more of like a not making mistakes and more of a, trying to stay as consistent as possible and trying to hit your best ball.
Well, Justin, what's the most important part that you get the most enjoyment out of? Is it sinking maybe a 25 or 30 footer that you wasn't supposed to make but get close, or being in a tough situation, having to scramble and putting the ball close enough to save par?
I'd probably say sinking a 30-foot putt. Those are the best feeling. You're usually not supposed to make those.
Well, now let me tell you something. You made a good point, because a lot of times they're few and far and in between, right? But the saving the par, that's probably what happens more often than not. But you're right. There's something special about hitting a putt or making a shot you're not supposed to make.
Yes,
and Jackson, I know that you seem to have played a little bit more, and I'd be interested in what's the biggest challenge for you? What's the play that brings you the most enjoyment?
I like tight courses. I like the challenge of keeping it in the fairway because it's more fun. It keeps your mind off of just hitting it far. But the challenge for me is really just getting everything to click right at once. Because if you can do that, you're on fire.
Well, it seems to me that you're one of these kind of guys that enjoy playing the tighter courses because it keeps you more mentally in the game.
Yes, sir.
I mean, we like the power. There's nothing like hitting a long drive because it sets up what should be a nice second shot, right?
Yes, sir.
But all right, now, Austin, we'll start with you being a senior. And of course, I know you've only played 1 year, but you've had to have that desire a little while. What would you tell a youngster that walked up to you? Why do you play this game? What would you tell him?
For me, playing this game, it was more of a family kind of thing. It was something I enjoyed to do with my grandfather, my brothers, my dad. And we always just, growing up, just playing it was more just for the love of the game because of my dad and my family and everything. But for a young person starting out, I would just say, have some patience. And when things go wrong, you can always, that's a good thing about sports, you can always come out the next day and it's a new day and you can start over. So I would just have patience, but develop the love for the game and have fun.
Talk about, if you will, Jackson, talk about the mental aspect of the game, because a lot of people, like you say, they just want to get out there and grip it and rip it. And not too many people can do that and have success at it, because there's so much of it that it's mental that you've got to control. You can't be too high and you can't be too low. Talk about that.
Mental game is basically all of it. You hit one, like the pros, they can make a double bogey, turn back, make a birdie. It's a one-track mind. They can hit a bad shot, then turn around and hit a great one. If you can just find that mentality to where something doesn't bother you, where if you make a double bogey, you're going to make a few more after that. That's the whole game. It's more than half of it.
You just have to put it behind you, don't you?
Because you can have a great swing. I've played with many kids over the years in tournaments that great golfers in their mental game, they make one bad hole and it just tears their whole round up.
Yeah. Justin, how about you? If a youngster approached you, why do you like this game? Why should I play this game?
I tell them it's probably just that great experience you can keep your whole life. You can play it till, forever. You can never give it up. It's something you'll never be able to give away. And I just tell them that it's just something that they really love growing up and playing.
Well, now, Austin, you being a senior, I got a couple more questions for you guys, and this one is there's a term used in sports that don't underestimate the importance of this term, and it's called team chemistry. Now, if you guys like each other and work well together and aren't jealous of one another or whatever, you can be the best you can be, not only individually but collectively. Talk about the chemistry with this year's team.
Well, especially with me being the only senior on the team, so this is my first year getting to meet all these guys, and I think we're a pretty good all group of guys where we all just come out and have fun, and I think that's important with a golf team. Even though golf is an individual sport, you still have somebody back there that's not gonna bring you down the whole time. They're sitting there lifting you up, helping each other get better as a team, and that'll show individually.
Well, good. And one thing about it, y'all, as a young team, that I think the coach as well as you guys are looking forward to growth. Now you will get to watch this maybe from afar, but one question I always like to enjoy asking young athletes, and to this point in your life, who's been the most inspirational person or persons? And we'll start with you, Jackson.
Probably my grandfather. Just a hard worker. He's never given up on me. He's always told me to do what I love and love what I do.
Well, I can tell from talking to you as well as you other two guys that golf is a passion with you.
Yes, sir.
How about you, Justin?
I'd say my dad. He's really been with me whatever sport I've been playing, encouraged me to do what I love, and been there and been tough on me through everything.
You cannot beat that support, can you? How about you, Austin?
Yes, sir. I'd probably say my dad as well. Growing up playing sports, he was always the one that brought me to all the events and helped me practice every day and everything. But through golf, it was probably my grandfather as well. He played mostly a lot with us. Whenever we go to his house, he would take us golfing. So I enjoyed it a lot.
Well, I tell you what, guys, nice to meet all of you. Sectionals and states coming up. I hope your best golf is ahead of you, okay?
Yes, sir.
We'll take a quick break, and we come back. Another guest. Don't you go away. The Drive Shop in Trussville not only personalizes cars, SUVs, and trucks, they can personalize your motorcycle or ATV as well. They also specialize in automotive accessories to fit your specification. They provide performance and fuel economy upgrades, lift kits, off-road accessories, custom lighting, bed liners, and much more. Once again, that's the Drive Shop, located just north of downtown Trussville on Highway 11. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m., and on Saturday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. The number to call, 533-8785. Or visit us online at thedriveshop.com or like us on Facebook. Don't forget, you'll receive a 10% discount if you mention Snapper's name.
Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven. A taste of heaven is always best. Now you know that you're blessed. Give your taste a whole new spin. Bring your friends and come on in. Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven.
Make this your best year. Benton Nissan has the best Nissan deals, and in 2015, we're happy to bring you the best warranty in Birmingham. Get our exclusive 1,000,000-mile warranty on new and pre-owned Nissans. Plus, during the Best for Less event, 2015 Altimas are just $18,980. 2014 Rogues, only $19,980. Shop a huge selection of top pre-owned vehicles from $99 a month. Get the best for less at Benton Nissan in Hoover or in Oxford. Come see me, your friend in the car business.
And this will be your premium right here.
Sorry to interrupt. I just want to say I combined home and auto with State Farm. Saved $760. Love this guy.
Okay, does it bother anybody else that the mime is talking? Freaky.
Bundle home and auto, and you could save $760.
That's 760 very good reasons to call Alan Gurdeau in Trussville today.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. No, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
And folks, welcome back. In this segment, we're changing sports altogether. It's going to be baseball, and we're talking about Pleasant Grove Spartan baseball. Of course, their coach, Coach Lowery, good to see you.
Good to see you.
And for people that might be seeing you for the first time, tell us a little bit about your background and what led you to be the head baseball coach here at Pleasant Grove.
Well, I played at here at Trussville in high school growing up, and then I went to Jeff State, played for Butch Thompson, who's pitcher coach now at Mississippi State, and then I played for legendary coach in our state, Bob Reasoner at Montevallo. I was a GA there, and then I went to River Chase Middle School. My first year I was helping out as head JV at Pelham, and my first year we won state championship, and man, I thought it was easy then, and But I was there 3 years, and then was fortunate to go under Joey Lloyd for 1 year, his last year before he retired at Pleasant Grove, and worked with my friend I played with college ball, Josh Johnson, and he was head coach 4 years, and then I've been there 5 years now as head coach, 9 years total.
Well, going into this season, and I know you've always had a good program out there, because I remember all the way back to Coach Lloyd, and I've had him on the show a few times. Going into this season, what kind of season do you expect, and what's this team primarily made up? Upperclassmen, lowerclassmen?
Yeah, we have 7 seniors that all pretty much played last year, and you know, we lost our #1 pitcher, and our catcher's been starting for 3 years, but our #2 sort of stepped into that role as a #1 pitcher, and then the younger brother of the catcher that graduated has really stepped into that role. And I thought if we could just throw strikes and make the routine plays, we had a good chance to be successful. And so far we've done that, and we look for even greater second half of the season.
Well, I know your team has been ranked in the top 10 most of the season,
yes,
and we're getting close. I guess you're about, what, the halfway point of the season?
Yeah, just a little bit over halfway.
Past. And so whatever coach wants to have happen, I think that's the right way to put it, is for their team to peak come playoff time. And so a lot of times injuries are a factor, or sore arms sometimes get to be a factor, but taking all that out of the equation, and maybe you haven't had those problems, as you getting nearer and nearer to the playoffs, and do you feel like your team has gotten better as the years progressed, and they're progressing the way you expected them to?
Yeah, they're progressing a lot better than we were early in the year. We had sore arms. We had some guys that off-field issues that got resolved, and learned from those, and that's just part of life. And having those guys back, learning from those mistakes, and seeing those other guys understand the mistakes they made and see them flourish after they got back to what they're doing. Start out 1-4, and you know, we've gone 13-5 since, and we haven't peaked yet, but we're getting there. And you know, 2 weeks ago we're batting .253 as a team. Now we're batting .339. So,
wow! They picked up in the hitting.
So we're doing what we need to do. It's just, and a lot of it had to do with the rain. You know, we were able to practice in our indoor facility just hitting, but you know, trying to dodge raindrops just to get practice where we need to be.
And that's a challenge this time of year for any coach. Talk about your philosophy as far as coaching. Your kids, do you have a certain way you want things done, or are you one of these, you're going to be lax enough to where you want to play to their strength as well, and maybe put the two together and you get the best finished product? Or is it, for lack of a better way to put it, your way or the highway?
There's a lot of instances where it's my way or the highway, but I give them some leeway in how they act and react to situations. We're going to have to do small ball in some cases to move guys over. I've always believed in that, and growing up and watching the game and playing the game, throwing strikes and making the routine plays, but you know, hitting when guys are in scoring position. But those guys on the bench that are not playing are just as important, whether they're doing a chart or whatever, and making them feel a part of it. And you know, when somebody messes up, we all fail. And knowing that from anything from cleaning our shoes before we play, to make sure we're cleanly shaven, stuff along those lines, just to give them something to hold them accountable more than just normal everyday student stuff. I know that's silly, but I want them accountable.
No, it's not silly, because I tell you what, it sounds like to me, and every coach has the degree that he will go with this word here, and it's just a simple word: discipline.
All right.
And I mean, there's positive discipline, negative discipline, and if you're like me, I'm real old school. But you feel like if you can get the kids to do it your way, not only are they going to be better players, they're going to be better human beings.
That's right.
For it, and you want them to grow in both areas. Well, let me ask you this: are you primarily the one that makes your schedule every year, other than you got to play your area teams? Yeah. But outside the area competition, do you have leeway as to who you want to play?
Yeah, it's just depending on how far we want to travel, working around our area, and then just trying to give a good mix of people I know around that can be competitive for us and challenge us, and working with that area schedule.
That's what I was going to ask. The next question is, sometimes I think a coach wants a little bit of a challenging schedule at the right point to see how their team is, you know, progressing.
Right.
And so sometimes you're one of these believers, I believe, that probably think that, hey, sometimes a close loss to a quality team, you can grow from games like that.
Right.
And it's a whole lot. If you're like me, it's easy to be a winner.
Oh yeah.
But you can sometimes schedule too many of those kind of games, and then you get it ingrained in your kids' heads. This is going to be easy. It's not easy, especially when the rubber meets the road, as the old saying goes, and that's when playoff times turn around. We're getting close to the end of the time. Before we want to finish our time up, one question I always like asking our coaches, and we don't do it enough, is behind every good coach there's a good woman.
Oh yeah.
Now you talk to me about your family. I know you got a family, and they back you, and it takes a special lady to be a coach's wife, doesn't it?
My wife is very supportive. She gets a lot of frustration from me doing football and baseball, and spend a lot of time. I have a 2-year-old daughter. She's gonna be 2 next month, and they're a joy, and they get to come out there and to see my daughter progress and you know, learn words like baseball and football and stuff. It means a lot. But what she does for me, taking care of our daughter and running our household, means a lot. And I can't ever repay that to her, the time that she lets me spend it away. And you know, it takes a special woman to do that.
Well, you're absolutely right. And I tell you what, we appreciate them for the simple reason coaches are very important to these young student athletes, and that's one of the reasons I started this show all those years ago, was to give you guys recognition. Well, Coach, playoffs right around the corner. I hope your team is peaking at the right time, and you never can tell. It wouldn't be impossible to come up with a state championship.
Man, that'd be nice.
Wish you all the luck in the world.
Yes, sir.
We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll be visiting some of their athletes. Don't you go away.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. Now, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
Make this your best year. Benton Nissan has the best Nissan deals, and in 2015, we're happy to bring you the best warranty in Birmingham. Get our exclusive 1,000,000-mile warranty on new and pre-owned Nissans. Plus, during the Best for Less event, 2015 Altimas are just $18,980. 2014 Rogues, only $19,980. Shop a huge selection of top pre-owned vehicles from $99 a month. Get the best for less at Benton Nissan in Hoover or in Oxford. Come see me, your friend in the car business.
And this will be your premium right here.
Sorry to interrupt. I just want to say I combined home and auto with State Farm. Saved $760. Love this guy.
Okay, does it bother anybody else that the mime is talking? Freaky.
Bundle home and auto, and you could save $760.
That's 760 very good reasons to call Ted Townley in Homewood today.
And folks, welcome back. And as you can tell, I'm surrounded by some outstanding athletes, and they've had a pretty good season thus far in the baseball season, but I guess they'll tell me this, because I'm sure that I would expect them to say this. They know the season's a long way from being over, right, guys?
Yes, sir.
Sitting nearest to me, Caleb Webb, a senior, and you're the third baseman catcher,
yes, sir, that's right?
Seth Grammer, senior, first baseman.
Yes, sir.
And then Brandon White, senior, second baseman.
Yes, sir.
And Matt White, senior, center field pitcher,
yes,
right?
Sir.
That's pretty good. So I listened to the coach real good when he gave me that information. All right, guys, going into this season, and we'll start with you, Caleb. All you guys being seniors, you've had some pretty good baseball played out there at Pleasant Grove. Has this season sort of gone the way you think it was or should have?
Yes, sir. It's
have you
pretty
peaked
good.
yet?
Yes, sir. I believe that we could get better, and that we're progressing throughout the year, and I think that we're doing pretty good so far.
Well, see, that's the main thing. You talk with the coach, and what a team, a coach of any sport hopes from the beginning of the season to the end, you guys get better.
Yes, sir.
So that's what we're doing, right?
Yes, sir.
Seth, being a senior, is Baseball the only sport you play?
Yes, sir.
It is?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What made you choose that sport a few years ago?
I've just always been playing baseball since I was like 4 years old, and it's just always been in my life, and I love it.
Well, good, good. And then Brandon White, second baseman.
Yes, sir.
Now, Brandon, going into this year, we always have two kind of expectations. It's personal expectations and team expectations. What was yours first as a personal, and then as team?
My personal expectation was to get better as a hitter, because I've always struggled at that. And then as a team expectation, just to win overall, just have a winning record and beat our rivals.
Well, now, you know, it's nice for you to be honest and say that, because I'm like you. When I was a senior, I couldn't hit my weight. I didn't feel like I could, but I played second. So the one thing I did to make up from it, I had one error all year. I got a feeling you're probably a slick fielder too.
Pretty good.
Well, and you probably hit better than I did, which is probably pretty good, okay? Well, we're going to say that you did. Matt, senior center field pitcher. Which one of those two positions you enjoy the most?
I love pitching.
You do?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, it takes nerve to be a good pitcher, okay? I'm going to ask you this question, and you give me an honest answer. Are you afraid to throw it under their chin?
No, not at all.
You're not wild, though, right? You feel like you can put it in an area where you're not intentionally trying to hit somebody, but you want to let them know that you own the plate, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Now, going into this season, you said you enjoy pitching more than center field. What is it about pitching? Because a pitcher, unless you're a relief pitcher, you don't play every day, every inning. What is it about pitching that you enjoy?
Just when you get out there and you're on the mound, you just feel like you control the whole game, and I really like that.
Yeah.
You know, if somebody gets hit off me, they get on base, but then again, I got my team to back me up.
That's good. That's good. Caleb, and I'll ask all you guys this, but we'll start with Caleb to start with. You're a third baseman and catcher. All you guys got to have favorite baseball players.
Yes, sir.
And what I enjoy is finding out who it is, because you're not going to get the same answer often.
Yes,
so
sir.
with that thought in mind, who is your favorite baseball player? And if you could be like him, what do you need to change to be as good as he is?
I say my favorite baseball player is Derek Jeter. Grew up watching him, and I got a fat head of him in my room, actually. And I say
got a
that
what?
a fat head in my room about Derek Jeter, yes, sir.
Yeah.
And I would say that just being more of a leader, you know, would be the best thing I could do to be like him.
Well, I tell you what, I've never been a quote-unquote Yankee fan, but because they were so good, and sometimes you want the underdog to win, but one of the classiest guys in baseball is Derek Jeter. You're absolutely right. Seth, how about you?
I like Albert Pujols. He's a good. I like him. I like the way he hits, and I wish I could hit a few home runs like he does, but I don't know if that's going to happen yet.
When Seth, being the first baseman, you're big enough. You have hit a few, I'm sure.
Not this year, but
really?
I'm hoping to.
Well, that's all right. Do you feel like you can get on base, you're a pretty good base hitter, but do you think you're a better defensive player or offense, or you think you got a pretty rounded game?
I definitely like hitting more than I like fielding, but I'd say I'm a little better at hitting than I am at fielding.
Really? I think most of us feel that way. You'd love to hit the ball, and we catch the ball because we have to. We want to get somebody out. But we love the show that putting on some good hitting can do, don't we? Brandon, who's your favorite player?
My favorite player would be Dustin Pedroia. And that's because he's always been a smaller guy than most baseball players. So, and I'm a smaller guy in general. So
yeah, smaller guy, but he makes a lot of noise, doesn't he? How about you, Matt?
Being a Red Sox fan, my favorite player is Big Papi, David Ortiz.
Really? Yeah. Gosh, what an outstanding career he's had, and he's had his career rejuvenated a couple of times. It seemed like it was time for him to go, and that's when he seemed to get his best or whatever. Caleb, who are some of the teams that you have enjoyed competing against in your career?
I've always liked playing against Mortimer Jordan and McAdory especially.
Well, now those are two teams that have pretty good programs too.
Yes,
are you one of these athletes, and I'll ask all of you this too, are you one of these athletes that you feel like it's a challenge that you get better by playing better competition?
Yes, sir, I would definitely say so. It's definitely keeps you in the game more too, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, yes, sir.
Okay. Seth, how do you feel about that? Is it's easy. I tell you what, it's like winning. Winning is easy, but losing, you grow from a loss a lot more than you do a win. So, do you mind playing that tougher competition?
I like the tougher competition because they normally have like a pitcher who throws a little harder, and it's a little more challenge at the plate. And I like a little bit of a challenge, but I like the close games to get real intense. And I like to see what the outcome is at those.
Well, too, because you got to have nerves. You know, in other words, you don't. A good athlete, I don't care what sport it is, if he plays loose, he plays his best. If you get uptight, that's when we make mistakes. And you don't do it intentionally, but it's just a whole lot easier to play loosey-goosey.
Yes,
and Brandon, one question that I'll ask you that's very important in team-oriented sports, and it's chemistry. If you guys like each other, the coach don't have any problem kids, and if you police yourself well, but the thing about it, if you support each other and like each other, you'll be the best you can be, not only individually, but as a team. Talk about that.
Well, me, as far as I see it, since I've grown up through high school, this senior class is probably the closest that I've seen. We're more like family than any other senior class, and I think we really do have the chemistry to go out there and win.
Okay, Matt, one question that I would ask you, do you think this team has played its baseball yet, best baseball yet, or is it still to come?
It's still to come. We're going to get there.
Yeah, now, you're one of these guys, too, that at the end of the year, you want to be playing your best because that's when if you lose, you're gone, you know, if you lose a 2 out of 3, whatever the scenario is, you still got to keep winning. So the thing about it is the team has to keep proving game after game, doesn't it?
Exactly.
One other question that I like to ask young athletes, and I met you guys for the first time.
Yes, sir.
This question is going to bring some interesting answers, I got a feeling. But what is it about you? I've met you for the first time. Let's say you have a hobby or a superstition or something you do. One example I'll give you, and then you can sort of go with it from there, is like you might say, I'm a great singer in the shower, or I write poetry but nobody knows it, something like that. Well, with that thought in mind, Caleb, what would be the thing you'd tell me that might surprise me about you that you're really good at? It's more than one. You can't figure out which one to tell me, right?
I'm good at eating, I'll say that much.
Well, then you better be good at playing, because if you eat yourself away, you won't be in shape to play.
Yes,
so
sir.
Well, that's okay. Then you work hard after a good meal, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, Seth, how about you?
Mine's a little similar to his. I'm a good cook.
Really?
Yeah. I can cook some food. I'm pretty good at cooking.
Well, I tell you what, I'm going to tell you this short story because we ain't got a little time. Can't make it a long story. I was a cook in the service. And when I went in the service, I didn't know how to boil water.
Yeah.
And when I got out of the service, I forgot how to boil water. I don't even barbecue or nothing. I leave that to the ladies. But that's unique. What's your specialty? What do you think you're best at cooking?
I like a good meatloaf.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, man, that's my own heart. Brandon, what surprised me about you?
I can build stuff. I like to build stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Don't hit me when I say this. Right. Do you know who Bob the Builder is?
I do.
Okay. So
that's a classic right there. That's a classic.
I had a pop-up tent when I was little.
Really? Okay. So I stepped right into a good positive. Okay. Matt, how about you?
I'm pretty good at playing ping pong.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that would be.
Hand-eye coordination, you know?
Yeah, they ain't nothing. Good reflexes. That's how reflexes. Yeah. That's ping pong. Yeah, that's that little ball you bounce on the table, right? Do you ever have any matches with friends? Are you the king of the hill?
Yeah, I think
I'll beat them.
Oh, yeah. Now the truth comes out, or maybe not.
Probably not.
All right, guys, one question I always like to ask young athletes, and this should be interesting because you guys are all seniors, but to this point in your life, who's been the most inspirational person or persons? And we'll start with you, Caleb.
I'd definitely say my parents have been the most inspirational because, you know, they got me into baseball, and I wouldn't even be playing baseball probably if it wasn't for them. And they're everything to me, you know.
Well, I tell you what, our parents mean a lot.
Yes, sir.
And they can make us or break us sometimes.
Yes, sir.
And we can make or break them.
Yes, sir.
You're making your parents, right?
Yes, sir.
That's
Trying
boy.
to.
I hear you. Seth, how about you?
I'm going to say my parents, and then we got Coach Lowery too, and Coach Lackey. They've always been there. I've been with Coach Lowery since I've been in 7th grade, and he's always trying to get us better. and get us out there on the field to be the best we can.
Well, I tell you what, I've often said, and I've said it a long time, coaches not only help you in your sport, they help you prepare for life after high school, don't they? How about you, Matt? I mean, Brandon, I'm sorry.
I'd have to say my parents also. They've raised me right and always kept me on the right track. And just
Okay. Matt?
Yeah, my parents, they've always supported me to thick and thin. Even if you do have a bad game or something, they're always there to pick you up.
Well, I tell you what, guys, good to meet all of you. You're all seniors, and good luck after high school. But right now, we're not worried about that. We're worried about the state tournament down the road.
Yes, sir.
Win it.
Yes,
we'll
sir.
come back here and celebrate, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll get it for you.
We'll challenge the coach, too, okay?
Yes, sir.
But good luck to you guys. Folks, same time, same place next week. You know what the Snapper always says, bicycle.